the Oilers are just playing really frustrating, lock them down. Like, forget Bouchard. The right side is Bouchard, Stetcher, Klingberg. That is a Final Four.
And Klingberg scored.
Decor. Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still mad about people saying he's obviously cooked.
No, they're wrong.
I'm still mad about that. Like, because
he's a defenseman in the
NFL.
NFL.
Look at him. He's ass. Yeah, no, he's broken. His body it hurts. It hurts to like live. It hurts to play hockey. It hurts to get out of bed in the morning. It probably hurts to sit down. His hips are fucked. You know what ended his Leafs career?
His hips.
Was it a bad hit? Was it a, did he fall into, it was a plane ride. He played a good game against the Canucks. We saw it. They boarded a plane to Sweden. That's it. He never played again. Never, not once. A plane ride ended his career in Toronto, but you fixed him up a little bit.
And then he betrayed us by not re-signing here. Well, at least wanted to.
Well.
And then he betrayed us.
Well,
we fixed him, and then he went to Edmonton.
Well, he didn't want the pressure of Toronto, so he signed in the tiny hamlet of Edmonton,
where they don't really care,
where they don't care about hockey. They don't stand out in a big square by the thousands, standing room by the thousands,
with Edmonton weather.
Building
with Edmonton weather,
Very weather, paint their faces, giant chains, and dude, there were like 6 Stars fans in that entire building. Like they packed the place. No, I'm so impressed by what I've seen from the Oilers. And like, I really don't even think the Stars have played poorly.
No,
they're playing great.
It's just really good.
I don't think they're playing Rantanen enough. I know there's a thought out there that he's not playing well enough. I don't know. If you have Mikko Rantanen and you're missing like one of your biggest players, like play him till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Double shift them. And they didn't really do that until late. Ottinger hasn't been good enough. Stuart Skinner was unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to know. I want to study the Oilers. How do all of these somewhat, they have some average players who are playing fantastic, or like good players who are prone to having off nights. The Stuart Skinner stat makes no sense. He's 4-4. He has allowed 1 goal in the 4 wins total,
and like 14 in the others. Like it
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're so much fun to watch. I really, really, really enjoy watching the Oilers because I don't know what to expect any given shift.
Jesse, I have to ask you, if there's a player on the Oilers roster that has impressed you the most this postseason, if there's one that like really stands out to you, who would it be?
Well, like, how don't we just praise Connor McDavid every day of the week? Like, it's so much depth, but like sometimes the easiest answer is the correct one. Like, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are both 1-2 in playoff scoring.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so
everywhere up and down the lineup, they're getting so much scoring. Like, Evander Kane, if you want somebody outside of the top guys, like Evander Kane not playing all year, stepping into the playoffs and being, I think, the most dynamic player on the ice outside of the top guys every time he's out there.
He looks like a slam dunk top 6 player.
Like,
yes.
Even though he's not playing in their top 6, but like,
you want a guy who can look Florida in the eye and say, I can do everything you can do and I'm not scared of you. Evander Kane is that human being.
Yep.
Like, he has all of the attributes to be a great playoff player. But like, for me, at the end of the day, it starts with those 2 individuals. And I think the way they're playing frees up the rest of the roster. Like, how they're creating and making it easy for their teammates. And like I said, they're getting so much depth, but those guys are still leading the way in terms of points. Like, they're making it easy to get depth scoring and get a completely balanced lineup of scoring. It's been unbelievable to watch.
McDavid in this series, it reminds me of Crosby in 2016 against the Sharks.
Okay.
Because that was the year everyone wanted Phil Kessel to win the Conn Smythe. And I think he led the Penguins in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, man, he got robbed. It would have been fun if he won. He didn't get robbed. And the reason he didn't, like, it was so much better to see this in person. I was in game 1 at game 1 in Pittsburgh. And the body language change in every shark on the ice. When Crosby has the puck, oh shit, fuck out. And they're just doomed. Then they know they're doomed, and they know we're not getting anything productive done this shift. Nothing good is happening. It's just survival mode, and we're trying to prevent the worst from happening. Every time McDavid's out there, just try to keep it away from him. Yeah, because that's basically the best you can do.
I was trying to remember it wasn't the Evan Bouchard goal. I think it was the Evan Bouchard goal.
The first one?
The one he scored. I think the second goal of the game, whatever. Like McDavid's out there creating space. I don't even think he touches the puck. But like his presence there where he's on the ice, and I think it's Nuge who has it, just him being out there affects the play.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like watching that whole breakout like sequence happen, McDavid's presence sucks in defense. And Evan Bouchard comes back from the blue line, slaps it home. And I think that was the wobbly one, right?
Yeah.
Where he barely got a piece of it and it goes,
right.
It goes in the goal. Like McDavid doesn't get anything on the stat sheet about that goal, but he's there. He affects the play.
And same thing with that Klingberg goal at the end on the power play. They're on the power play, but he's drawing two guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then Klingberg gets an open look.
And you're right to put two guys on.
That's Draisaitl, sorry, with the puck. That's what I meant to say.
Like,
I didn't say Draisaitl.
You I don't know, you take your chances.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, if you're playing the odds, you probably want to take your chances with those two. And shutting them down, because you hope that you can shut down. Here's the thing: watching the Oilers for me, and I'm going to make it about the Leafs because that's what we need to do. Is it's such a reminder of why you don't run this back.
There's a gap.
Like anybody that's watching the Panthers series or seeing the Panthers scores and going, "See, the Leafs were close." No, because here's what happens. You've got the Leafs, you shut down their top six, and their bottom six gets caved. Edmonton, you shut down their top two guys, their bottom six comes through. And it's because it's not four guys making that kind of money, it's two. And you've got a bunch of guys in the 5 to 7 range who are effective, right? We've talked about this for years, that middle ground of money, you can really get into a lot of trouble with bad contracts in that area. But you look at, Evander Kane, I think, has since re-signed his contract, like
it's
new
not
contract.
a big number.
It's not the Sharks contract, right?
No.
And then there's, Hyman's got the 5.5, which is, gotten a lot of play in Toronto, of course. And you've got a bunch of guys in that range who are very, very useful and allow the Oilers to get favorable matchups for those guys when the top line guys, where Connor McDavid's only got his 4th and 5th.
Could Nuge be a top line winger on most other teams?
Yeah.
Could he be a first or second line center even on a lot of other teams? I don't know. We'll never know. But like he plays his role next to those guys incredibly well.
And was happy to take his $5.5-6 million bucks. And
how did he stay in that game?
Yeah.
I have no idea how he stayed in that game. Liam Bichel, I don't think it was malicious intent. In fact, it even looked like he tried to slow him down, but like that big fella wrecked him. And like the trainer, all his teammates on the bench, everyone's like, "Are you freaking okay?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." Like Nuge, he's all these years into his career still has a baby face. But he is like a really underratedly tough nut. Remember when he tuned up Justin Hall?
No.
Oh, it was embarrassing.
No,
it was so embarrassing. Like bless Justin for answering the bell, but he got his ass whooped. Like
I don't remember this very specific hit on Justin Hall.
No, it wasn't a hit. It was a fight.
Oh, fight. No.
Well, he got hit a few times during the fight, and it didn't look like a tickle.
Adam, if you remember the Evander Kane contract he had with the Sharks, that was the whole dispute because they terminated it over I think it was the COVID situation. He like lied about it or whatever, and that was the 7 he was making then. And now he signed like that bridge little thing with the Oilers to play for the rest of the year, and then now he's making 5.1. And through next season too. It's a good deal.
That's a great deal. Yeah. That's a great contract.
5.1 that was LTIR the entire.
Yeah, they just got for free.
Yeah. This is fine.
Well, one of the things Alan and I talked about on Agent Provocateur this past weekend was Alan thinks because the cap is expanding, a lot of teams are not going to spend right to it, but you're going to have a lot of veteran guys who take the first half of the season off and rehab injuries or work out or whatever, and then they join teams as like a free a free ad at trade deadline that you can sign rather than having to
Well,
trade
why
for
not?
it.
It's the Rob Gronkowski. Every
Yes.
year at the end
Yeah.
of the Super Bowl when the Patriots won, he'd like retire and then he'd come back in like December to get fine-tuned up for the playoffs.
Yes.
And it's
'Cause he doesn't need to do training camp and the first half of the season. Who cares?
And it's barely even a new concept. Marc Messier is greatest leader in the history of hockey. We keep getting told that. They need an award after him. And guess who awards the award every year?
The leader.
Him.
The leader himself. He's the leader of
It's
his own
literally
award.
a single guy who picks a whole trophy.
Yeah.
I like this
Okay,
guy.
now imagine this story. Austin Matthews skips training camp because he just doesn't like it.
Erik Karlsson did that this year.
Yeah. but Carlson's not the captain,
Right.
right? Like, imagine, McDavid.
Karlsson was hurt.
I mean, it's conceivable that he would have been hurt, but Connor McDavid skips training camp because he doesn't feel like it. That's what Messier used to do. He used to just be like, meh. So like this has been around in that form, but it hasn't been around in, I'm just going to miss a month or two.
Well, but I think you look at what a guy like John Klingberg brings and what Corey Perry has brought. And he didn't sign midseason, but I feel like teams like the Oilers are going to take advantage of that because it's like you call up, like, let's say it's, in this particular case, like Max Pacioretty, right? Let's say he's not going to play the full year. He's going to play half the year, like Alan sort of mentioned.
Like he did this season.
Yeah.
Like
He kind of did.
What literally happened? Okay,
yeah. So imagine he's like, oh, okay, I get to pick between 3 or 4 different teams that all are going to go to the Cup. Who's not going to the Oilers for that?
Oh, I know.
Who's not going to join that team?
Well, there's a reason why, like, I do think it's funny that, a guy like Corey Perry, like everyone who ends up in that sort of situation where, all right, you got kicked off your team or whatever, like they end up in Edmonton because they're like, well, I might as well try to win a cup. Do I want to, I don't know, like the Edmonton thing and the tax and the weather and I don't know. Oh, I don't have a job right now. And it's like in the middle of winter.
And who plays there? Connor McDavid.
And Connor, I could be convinced.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys were, one thing you got to credit the Oilers with is they brought a lot of guys in over the last, year or two, and they stayed.
Yes.
Perry stayed. Henrique stayed. Stetcher stayed. I'm trying to think of the other guys they acquired who just opted to, they didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They stayed.
Well,
and Bouchard's going to be on that list. He's not going anywhere.
It's also worth mentioning that the weather in Edmonton has been spectacular. It's been amazing.
Yeah, but they don't know that when they sign.
No, but like the spring is actually not a bad time to be there.
Good. Weather here stinks
it's
this year.
It's way warmer in Edmonton than it is here.
It's freaking beautiful today. Today
but
is
it's
beautiful.
still cool. Like Edmonton, it's like 25 degrees and sunny.
The only one recently that I'm trying to think that didn't work out for the Oilers would be the Duncan Keith deal. Remember when they traded for Duncan Keith?
Well, he just retired.
and it was
He was bad.
It was a big thing.
He went to the Final Four.
He played one season with them, and then they played. Like, that was the 22 season.
Yes.
So yeah, they won a couple rounds, and then that was it.
I'd kill for that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Sign me
but
up for
I'm
that.
saying like it wasn't like Duncan Keith stuck around for a little. They got the guy truly at the end this time. And
yes.
the examples we're giving, like usually they can nail it where they get Corey Perry. It's like Corey Perry's still got legs. How long can he go? They get Evander Kane. He's still great and he's going to go for a long time. And the Duncan Keith one wasn't as successful.
No.
It was the 1 year and that was kind of it.
Oh God. What was I about to say? Sorry, I slept on the train on the way here. I
Just woke up.
Yeah. Like they've done an extremely good job. They've done an here's what I was gonna say. Ekholm.
Yes.
They look as
Ekholm's a good one.
tight as they do, and they don't even have Matthias Ekholm. I don't know. Like listen,
he doesn't even need to play this series right now.
maybe not. Imagine they're able to get to the Cup final without Ekholm. I would have never agreed to that. Like before the playoffs. Oh, Steve, do you think? No.